All right, everybody, it's your favorite YouTuber, Austin Holland, and today we have another live stream for a country that you guys have been wanting me to cover for a while that we have not gone to. We wanted to go there, but for reasons we did not get to make it there yet, and we are still on our way back to Johannesburg to do our bus trip through Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Gabon, and then Windhoek, Namibia next week. So if you guys are interested in seeing that you would like to support the content, the Cash App is $Austin Holloman. We are doing a $400 fundraiser to get to Johannesburg. And today we will be bringing up the experience with a good friend of mine, Gavin Turner, on his experience, his week in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. If you guys don't know, the capital of Ethiopia is Addis Ababa, and Ethiopia is the country directly north of where I'm at, which is in Nairobi, Kenya. So without further ado, I will bring him up and we will start the show. What's going on?
What's up, Austin? How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. Blessed to be here.
So you spent a week in Ethiopia and you left last week, correct?
Yeah, I did not want to come back. I didn't
Really?
want to leave. Um, Anybody that's been out of the country, that's been living in the United States, and it's time for you to leave, that sadness just enters because it's just, oh man, I got to go back to this. Like, America's a great country. I love America, but it's a lot that I don't like about it. And yeah, Ethiopia was it's my first time in Africa. It was a great experience. However, I will say for the first time traveler, no.
So to elaborate on that, what was your very first impression whenever you arrived in Ethiopia?
Okay, crazy story about how I got there. Because see, my plan was to get there by the Ethiopian New Year. Because if you don't know about Ethiopia, their calendar, they don't have the same calendar as us. They go by a different calendar. And their new year fell on, I think it was September the 11th. It was September the 11th. And my goal was to be there that morning so I could participate in the festivities, the festivals that afternoon, evening, get settled, whoop de woo. And I flew out of Atlanta, but they ended up canceling the flight. So I had to basically play musical plane to DC to lay over for 9 hours. I flew to Togo for that was like a 16-hour flight, and then another 5+ hours, and I finally got to Addis. And it was nighttime. The city, it was nice. The city was nice, but you could tell everybody was just kind of, you know, everything was kind of closed. You know what I mean? Because it was a holiday there. So
Okay, and would you say that you guys know that I'm kind of into history? Would you say I know you haven't been to any other African countries? Would you say that Ethiopia's history as not being ever colonized, does it show up in the culture and the architecture there? Like, for example, here in Kenya, there's still a lot of like British looking buildings, and there's some mannerisms that people have here that they gained from the British. Would you say that you've seen a more of an authentic African culture in
absolutely,
Ethiopia?
absolutely, man. Now Addis is it's a normal city like metropolitan, like you say you're Atlanta, New York, LA, but you can tell that culture is still there, even in the city. Um, like I got video of just like different, like I guess tribal or cultures, like marching down the street, just like dancing type of stuff. It's rich with a lot of history, like from a historical standpoint and really from a cultural standpoint, in my opinion, anybody that has melanin in their system needs to visit Ethiopia at least once because it's a lot of
Okay. And
local history too.
so would you say most people whenever they come to Africa, they have the perception of it being very run down, poor lions running around? What perception did you have of Africa
Well, fortunately, I knew better because our friendship and just actually having some experience traveling, to different places. Obviously, things are going to be different. You will get a culture shock about a lot of things. Like what surprised me, I think one of the biggest things that surprised me when I got to my Airbnb and what's common in the majority, even public bathrooms, is the bidets. They got bidets everywhere, even in the public restaurant. I was like, they use bidets here? Yeah. So that tripped me out. Um, just the way they eat, like you can tell the food is oh, food's way better, and you can tell this not processed. Like even like their fast food is better. I know it sounds crazy to say, but their fast food is actually slightly better for you than American food because it's made with real ingredients.
Yeah, and I can say most places around the world, especially I actually ate KFC recently here in Nairobi, and it tastes completely better than it does in the States. I mean, the seasoning might taste the same, but the quality of the ingredients, I would agree,
Yeah.
is a lot better. So I know that you are a serious Christian, correct? And how do you think that Ethiopia's Orthodox Christian heritage shaped the daily life and traditions in Addis Ababa?
Well, the one thing I loved about Ethiopia that is one of the things that really drew me to the country as a whole. It's one of the few countries in the world that's truly God conscious. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Uh, and it reflects on the people. I mean, just even that average everyday person, like you'll see them wearing one of these like crosses. And people, they honor God. They had a respect for God all the way around. Now, I will say this, there is it's half Christian but half Muslim as well. So like certain parts, it's Muslims too, but the culture, like just the way they honor, they just have that respect for God, and that's something I remember as a kid in America, but not so much now. And that's just what's beautiful. Like, and you can tell just even with just with everything, just with the people you deal with, just with everything. Like, it's cool, you know.
And how would you compare interacting with the locals in Addis Ababa versus the previous country you were in, Colombia?
Oh man, both were really friendly. Like, now I will say this about Ethiopia. Yes, there is a language barrier. Amharic is not for the weak, and I'm still trying to remember how to say thank you. But when I go back, and I am going back, I'm actually going to be able to hold some conversations because with the things that I've seen, the people that I've met, and what I've experienced, it's crazy when I'm actually willing to do learn a difficult language like Amharic to communicate. Now you got a lot of people there to speak English, but that's just really more so in Addis. As you get away from the further you get from Addis, better know some Amharic or the I think it's called Gi language, which is like the old Hebrew language. So
Okay. Okay. I don't know either one of those. Now, based off of what you see, I know a lot of guys are watchers that want to know about women and dating. Would you say, based off what you've seen from us in Kenya
mhm.
and based off the week that you spent in Addis Ababa, which one would you say you favored more?
Well, I mean, just like me personally, as far as like looking for like a serious relationship, I would definitely say Addis. But if you just really just having fun dating, you probably want to go to Kenya. And to be honest with you, most men won't be able to like deal with an Ethiopian woman, in my opinion, because especially particularly like Western men, more or less, because they want like a faster woman. And I'm not gonna say because Ethiopian women they're a lot slower. They really more relationship type. You got your Tatianas and your slay queens and all that there too. but for the most part, if they move like that, it's on the low. Now they do party, and I met it was crazy because the cab driver that I met, the young guys, they were real cool. They took me around the city. I saw some crazy stuff, and they took me to a couple of the hot spots or whatever. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. I still can't believe it. This chick was wearing a hijab, full hijab. Like you thinking that she's going to pray or something? This chick was busting it wide open
I've seen that here too
with the
before.
hijab on, bro. I was
I've
like,
seen that.
for real? Like, uh, I, yeah, that tripped me out.
Well, I'm referring to like physical appearance. Like, which one would you say you favor more as far as physical traits?
Oh, physical traits? Oh, Ethiopian, bro. I mean, like, I love me personally. I love dark skinned caramel red bone women, but I love long hair. I love real hair. I love bronze, brown, like melanated skin. And they talk so sweet. Oh my God, they talk so sweet. Oh Jesus. It's so great.
Okay. And so, did you feel safe walking around the city at night?
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. It was a little nervous at first because I mean we're from America and we got that training, especially if you're from Atlanta and I'm living in Memphis. Like Memphis is crazy. These fools here in Memphis, LA, DC, New York. You know, keep your eyes on people. You know, you got to stay on your square regardless. But I did feel a lot safer. Like it was just like the only thing that I was just really just careful about is pickpockets and things that are in just crowds. But like I said, the people are very nice, very genuine, very helpful, upstanding people. I mean, even and I've been to different parts. I've been to the fairly nice parts, and I've even been just like in the you can tell just like middle class or just the most common folks in this area where I went, and it was just as nice, humble, cool, like golden, man. And it just amazes me how these folks live and just how humble, but just how, what a pride for just their country and just themselves. It's like that's what's one of the things that's missing about America as a whole. You know what I mean? Like it's a trip.
Okay. And did you? I know you said the fast food is better, but what was your favorite Ethiopian dish? Because I know the guy Ronald that we had on here before. He said that he didn't like the food out there.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The injera is different. It is it's good. I mean, it's just depending because the injera is basically like a big round dish, and depending on what type of injera you get, they have what they call. See, in Ethiopia, they have a regular meal, but they all have what's called a fasting meal. And a fasting meal is basically, uh, well, church folks, more like Daniel fast type foods, just vegetables, more or less. But a regular, meal, you have like your chicken, your goat, your beef, or whatever the case may be. The injera was good. I was actually, the taste, like little rat part, you do have to get used to it. But when you dip it in all the stuff and eat it, it's good. But honestly, my favorite dish wasn't the injera. It was actually a fish goulash dish that I didn't even know it was existed, but it's in Ethiopia. Oh my God, it was so good that I ate a plate of that, and then I think later that day I went back for another plate of it.
But could you handle eating it with your hands? Like I remember when I was in Tanzania and I went to a Somali restaurant, which Somali Ethiopian food is very similar from what I've seen, and they both eat with their hands in a
Yeah,
very similar way. I could
yeah.
not deal with eating out of this off the same plate as another man that was digging in the bowl and
Mhm.
then putting his hands in his mouth. Like I know for a fact the saliva was all on his fingernails, and then he put it
Yeah.
back. And I mean, I couldn't. I don't care how cultural it is. I can't deal with that shit.
Well, the thing I did about it, I feel you. But I did it. I was on a date. And I ate in Jura, so it was like, okay, I know that they like to dip and this, that, and the other. At least let me be on a date or with a chick that I'm talking to. I just not going to eat that with another guy. But if you look around Ethiopia everywhere, they're just sitting around just digging in, and I'm like, oh, But yeah, I was on a couple of dates and did the injury. It was good. But yeah, I understand you wholeheartedly there. Like that is a little, you seeing folks alive or dipping. Yeah, it's just, yeah. That's why I like the goulash.
And did you try the what was your experience with the coffee out there compared to Colombia?
I'm drinking some right now. I'm talking about
Mhm.
Ethiopia, drinking Ethiopian coffee. It's way better. It's strong. And I understand. I didn't understand why the cups were so small because the cups be about that small. But man, I see why Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee because I couldn't even fill this cup up, man, because it's yeah.
Let's see, I'm reading the next one. So, what did you do any nightlife while you were in Ethiopia or any
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
life?
I learned a lot about the nightlife because there were a couple of drivers that I met that drove me around the city, and uh, and when I say they took me to all the spots, they took me some of everywhere. I saw couple of different clubs. Like one of the most popular clubs in Ethiopia. I think I might have sent it to you directly, but we got there too early. But that place does it gets lit. I think it's called Lunar. It's like one of the most popular clubs there. And it's a very very nice spot. And I will say this for your nightlife people. I learned this the hard way, and it was funny because I was just getting like a video because the club was just laid. It was a really cool, design spot or what have you. But we saw that it wasn't, lit or people weren't really there. So they was like, well, I know another spot we can go, what have you. But the guard, like the security dude came up to me. Now I'm already a big guy, you know what I'm saying? But they were talking in their language and stuff. He was like, he needs to see your phone. I'm like, why you need to see my phone for what? So, I didn't want to start no scene and no mess, but he just saw the video and then my driver explained. He was like, "You got to be careful filming in a club because in Addis, uh, the vape like the sheesh is illegal. They do it, but they do it like it's after 10 o'clock, and it's like in the late night hours. But if people are caught doing that, they can get in trouble or they'll be, embarrassed, ashamed, or this, that, and the other. So keep that in mind, for all y'all smokers out there. If that's what you do, and yeah.
Okay. So we got a super chat from the traveling ninja. He says, "Someone said you called Lord Williams's content scripted starting ish on his live stream last Friday, which I was not present on the live stream, so I don't know what happened with that. But everyone can coexist. I don't know what the point of that last sentence is. Uh, Now scripted. No, what I said is so like when you watch I Show Speed, Kai, Duke Dennis, they're not at they're really not in public. They're really in manufactured environments. And the response from the women or the people in general, they're going to be different. I've already said this before because they came to see them.
Right.
And the difference between Lord's content and I is that I'm not saying his environments are necessarily manufactured, but we don't, mine is more impulsive and just on the spot. Like you guys have seen when I've been in Peru, I'm like, hey, let's go to this steakhouse down the street. I don't know what to expect. I don't know nobody in the country. And I think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I think whenever Lord, he has people ahead of time. So it might be a different experience based off the fact that
And
things
can I
may
say, I want
place
to
ahead
say
of time.
something about that. And see,
Huh?
most of your guys don't understand. And see, I've been in film and video production. Like I have a degree in film and video, and I've worked in the Atlanta film industry for like 12 plus years before I switched to IT. People don't realize that, what you guys do, just even from a live stream standpoint, is a lot of shooting, it's a lot of editing, and a lot of the stuff that happens, like, okay, sure, you might intend to go to a particular place, but it takes a lot of time, effort, and energy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like sure, some of it could be scripted, but a lot of the times, especially with the type of content that you guys make, it has to be real. Like there has to be a strong degree of reality because otherwise people are going to recognize that it's fake. And both of y'all are dope content creators. Both of y'all. I enjoy both of you all's content. However, most guys just don't realize what it takes just to put out. But Austin, now about editing, because I remember when you first got started, but now you better understand about editing and putting stuff together and putting together a blog, and then people, they just want to complain about stuff and blah, blah, blah. This takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort. So, and people don't get it.
Yeah, most people that say that aren't YouTubers, or they never even worked alongside of YouTubers, so they don't really know. But yeah, editing allows you to create. It allows you to feel and see whatever people want. That's just like, for example, when I put certain music in my videos, however I want you to feel is what song I'll play. So that can happen. But we're not gonna spend too much time on that topic.
Yeah.
So, did you get outside of Addis Ababa at all to see the countryside?
That's the one thing that I regret. And I've heard you and many others say, and it is true. If you go to Africa, at the bare minimum, stay 2 weeks. Really, honestly, stay a month because you want to be able to experience a whole lot more. I did kind of sort of go outside of well, Addis is a real big city. Like I didn't realize it was that big, but it's a huge city. I went maybe I want to say 30 minutes out of like downtown, closer to it was still kind of the city, but you could tell it was more like a suburb type. Forgot exactly the name of the city right off the top of my head, but experienced the, just seeing it and kicking it with a few of my friends or whatever there. But next time, I'm definitely going to experience a lot more of like the countryside, experience the culture more, and to see a lot more because it's a lot to see. Like Ethiopia is big. I didn't realize just how much is going on there. It's a lot that's going on there to see and to enjoy, man.
So let me ask you this: what are three things that you did not like about Addis Ababa?
I'll tell you the number one thing. uh, the very number one thing, and what's crazy, I knew it because I've heard, you and many other content creators and a few friends that I have that have been to Africa said this. And my mind was like, okay, this is a part of it, but it's so, oh my God, it's so inconvenient. Jesus, the blackouts. The blackouts will happen. Be ready for the blackouts. And try to
Like
get you
how
a
often?
nice, you say what?
How often would you say?
I would say the week and a half I was there, I experienced, I know, at least 3 blackouts. And this is, mind you, I had a crazy Airbnb experience, but both of the spots I had, they had generators kick in, but it was still just, it was bad. Like that's Africa as a country needs to get that together as far as the grid. Those blackouts, that's horrible. Um, I do not like the fact that you cannot use your card everywhere. You have to know they are a strong cash country, and there is one, maybe two other ways you can use your card. We're using a particular cash app like app. I'll say one because you said it, M-Pesa, but M-Pesa is not used like that in Tel Aviv. But if you want to know the other one, you'll have to hit up Austin for a consultation because he knows the other one to use in Ethiopia because it's a specific one for Ethiopia that you want to use to to, like, let's just say load up the card or something, phone and etc. So
Okay, and as for people that travel to invest in other countries, do you see Ethiopia, from what you know or have learned about it, being like safe, politically stable, and the way how they operate in business favorable for an American or a Westerner that wants to come invest?
that's one thing I would stay longer to kind of just get a better idea, just to build up more of a social circle and talk to more people. However, just in my time there, I would say do your homework, do your research, because there are certain spots that are unrest in Ethiopia. There's a ton of opportunity. Like the opportunity is there, and yeah, I would definitely get with you and Kevin and talk about exporting some stuff there. Like if you guys are in big got businesses, like Africa, like I'm once I get my coins up some more, I'm definitely gonna do some business out there. But I would advise you to do your homework because like I said, you have a lot of political opposition type stuff in certain parts of Ethiopia, what have you. So
Okay. Well, those are all the questions I have so far from you. Do you have any other things you want to add about your trip and your future plans?
well, I definitely want to explore more of Africa. My goal next year is to come out there to actually see you in Kenya, you and KG in Kenya. I'm coming back to Ethiopia. I'm going to stay a lot longer next time around, and hopefully, really just see a few other African countries while I'm there. Um, I can say that everybody wants to know the $1 million question: is are there truly the most beautiful women in the world in Ethiopia? Yes, yeah. The problem is, don't expect them to be fast because they don't move like that.
So you really think the most beautiful women in the world are in Ethiopia?
Bruh, I'm a black man. You have a black woman with a good attitude, sweet, real hair, cooperative, and wants to be with you. What? Like, I mean, now don't get it twisted. Kenya and other parts of Africa, South Africa, Uganda, I'll put it to you like this, man. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Anybody from Atlanta, there's a lot of beautiful women in Atlanta. And I can't remember breaking my neck that much since I was in Ethiopia. I was just like, Jesus, like I couldn't. I was like a kid in a candy store. Like I never seen. Like I thought for a second, I thought I was back home in Atlanta.
Okay. Is anybody have any questions? Somebody says Austin can't pull an Ethiopian chick. That's not what it is.
No.
I've
Trust
dated
me.
a few Ethiopian chicks, but it just wasn't. I
You have
wasn't
to
too
move
impressed.
different. You have to move completely different. And I'll say this: you have to really know how to communicate and talk to women. You know, I will say this: that that there is like a feminist type of thing, that's kind of inching its way in, and even the cab driver school kind of like we do notice kind of Western ways, but for the most part, the women they respect their men. They value their men out there. That's the one thing too I can say about the culture as a whole. They still value their men.
Okay. I see some of these comments y'all leaving up funny. Okay. Well, I have the call-in link right here. If anybody wants to come up here and give some input on Ethiopia, we only had today's live stream for about an hour today, and yeah, we will continue. So, can you tell us, everybody, your background on? And I should have did this at the beginning. Can you tell us your background on what you do, where you're from, just who you are?
Mm, my name is Gavin Turner. I am a I am from Atlanta, Georgia originally, but currently living in Memphis, Tennessee. Uh, I am an IT professional and working for Dell Computers up here. And my goal, realistically, is just to level up in the IT sector more, just to be able to ultimately work remotely and start digital nomad, and then not just to take this vacation days. Which shout out to Theo Woff in my cloud class. I would definitely recommend you guys. That's one path of becoming an expat, working remotely and making great money. As I mentioned earlier too, I have a strong film and video background as well, like video production, shooting, editing, and here recently I've had to evolve into thumbnails. You evolved me into thumbnails. Like I wouldn't even touch a Photoshop or even a Canva until you came around. But so I do those as well. So I know at some point I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'm just waiting for the right time and the right opportunity. And yes, I am a minister at Living Life and Victory Church in Memphis, Tennessee. But I can tell you, like, even just in ministry, like I just hope you have a passport. Like I'm just gonna put it like that, straight up. I love my sisters, but please get
Okay, and so yeah, I pretty much asked you all the questions. I'm still looking at all the questions that I had written down. I think we've already covered most of everything. Do you think
your.
you could stay there for 6 months?
Well, I think I could manage it. But I think mm, I know I could do a month. It would just after that month, I would probably be able to decide whether I could stay there or longer term or what have you. I'll say this for digital nomads like yourself, Austin, and anybody in the audience: if you work a job working online, please make sure you stay in the bowl area. I made the mistake of booking an Airbnb just outside of Bowl, and not going to do that again. And as I stated earlier, if you are a first time traveler, I would not advise doing that unless you have like somebody you know or a lot of, like tours and people in place to really help you. Like Ethiopia is not a first time out of the country city. Don't do like at least get your feet wet in a couple of other countries first before you make that leap. Straight up.
Okay. Yeah, so somebody said that we'll just read some of the comments people are leaving. Somebody says you're a sellout. I love my sisters. Dot dot dot. But what, sir?
Dot my American sisters, because I recall Ethiopian black women. I don't know what that means, but I love black women, but I just don't. I'm sick of dealing with American black women, even in church.
And what was your experience dating American black women?
Oh, you didn't open up the can of worms. Oh boy, Jesus. And so I could be on this stream uh, for hours, but I'm just gonna give you arguably the two of the just most recent ones. And mind you, these supposed to be women of God. Okay, so this first one, and let me just say this: I take accountability for this particular situation because I should have let go a lot sooner. But this particular chick, we dated. Obviously, she liked me. I like, I started to like on her. We dated for a while, but I saw from the top, she had commitment issues. But me, and we all got a simp story. I, was just simping out, thinking, okay, can change her, like and this, that, and the other. But she just wasn't really ever commit. And mind you, we went to the same church, and that was just super awkward, bro. That was just, oof, that it was just bad. But at the same time, it just helped me to open my eyes to just the opportunities that were available. Then, and I'll just tell any young guy, any guy my age, please do not just, especially if you do not have kids, don't date a single mom. Don't do it. Try, and I tried that. Mm-mm, it's not a good look, man. Like I'm just the short of it. She turned around and got pregnant by a married Nigerian guy in a relationship.
Really?
So, yeah, so she left the king to be a concubine, is what I said. So I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but and just to like I said, well, I don't know if I said this earlier or not, but just make sure you work on your mental health beforehand because the thing I can say is that I healed from all of that before I moved on. You know what I mean? So because what you do in the United States, you'll do over there, or and really it'll be worse because you'll have way more money. You'll feel like you'll get the ego tripping. Like, nah, just make sure you work on yourself, level up because that's what I did. I leveled up, and when the more I focus on myself and heal, open my eyes to a lot. And God's good.
Okay. So we got a super chat from Big Boss Real Talk. He says, from what I understand, Ethiopia is not really a passport bro friendly country like that. No real turn up. They're very conservative and paper play is there, but not very much.
I will say this. Uh, they don't call prostitution the oldest profession in the world because it's everywhere you go, it's there. Um, I mean, no, I didn't participate in it. That ain't how I move. But I know the cab driver, we were on the way to the club. Like, it was like some street he turned down. It was just like a train of them. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, what in the world? Where are we going? Type of thing. Like, but yeah, they are conservative, but they just like, at least the women, they keep stuff on the low. But me personally, as a whole, though, like the women that I have found and dated, I mean, like really quality women, really good-hearted women, hard-working women, and beautiful, and they just swear up and down like they don't look like nothing. It's and you like, geez, you know what I mean? So, like I said, just the boss's comment, it is conservative. But like I said, if you just looking to just, do your thing, stay in Colombia, stay in Dominican Republic, and other countries, because Ethiopia is not really like, I'm not saying it don't go down there, but that's just not, you know, the place to do that.
Well, let me ask you, did you so would you say you liked your experience in Medellin better than your experience in Addis Ababa?
To be honest, I like both experiences because I mean, as a person, because I mean, again, I'm not a monger. I mean, it was just very peaceful each place. I found a lot of peace. It was just nice to be able to build organic friendships, to go on a real date. Like I hate to say it, but the dating is, oh my God, is way better. It's way better. Like international date, like international dating is far better than the states dating will ever be. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say, but it's like straight up.
Well, do you think that it's just because you have an American passport? You know, that's what people like to say. Would you say that it's just better in that sense?
I mean, again, you have to go back to how you vet women, and you can tell when a woman is just using you for your pockets, or she really genuinely wants to know you. And shout out to Delane Isaac. You want to operate high interest only. So if you're not dealing with a woman that has high interest only, then basically, you know, she wants something out of you. You know what I mean? So you always want to deal with a woman that's really truly interested. And the thing I've learned just by traveling and just dating, and then just even meeting people. Just like, and just to your point, you said this. It's like, let's just say you do cold approach a woman there. It's just a different ball game altogether. Because I went to a rest spot like right in the city of Old. I cannot think of the name of that spot to save my life, but it's a very popular spot there. And I saw this ridiculous. Me and like the guys I were with, we were leaving. I saw this ridiculously beautiful woman. She had this big old afro, man, and just the skin and the shape. I was like, man, I had to go get her. So I just went to talk to her, and already kind of nervous because it's like, Amharic is the main language, but fortunately she spoke English. I got her information, and we went out on a date the next day. Like, easy, you know. Um, yeah, like you want to deal with like genuine women, bro. Like, you just ain't got time for foolery. That's just me.
Okay. Okay. So I think we need some more comments from people in the comments to respond to some of the questions, because I don't really disagree with Gavin too much. You guys know who I am, so I can't really put no pushback on him to make this a show. And I'm in Kenya. It's hard for me to debate while I'm here in Kenya. I'm figuring that out now.
Yeah.
That's all we got to leave. We got to go back to Johannesburg and start. I'm just accepting the fact that every 3 months I'm gonna have to leave because it's too peaceful here, and yeah, it's gonna kill my career sitting here in Kenya. I love it, my life, but
Well,
yeah, career
well, I'll
wise,
be there. Like I said, my plan is to be there sometime. I can't say when, but I'm definitely gonna come out there to see you guys and experience, see what Kenya's all about. And but yeah, I would say anybody that's African American, you need to come to Africa. Pick a country you like. Pick Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda, Tanzania. Uh, Shoot, pick Togo, pick Ghana, South Africa, wherever. Please believe I'm gonna definitely be looking at Africa a lot closer because it's a lot of things that are happening there, and I'm starting to see it's a lot of real opportunity if you can read between the lines there and just really just open your eyes. And I'm not just talking about for just like dating and this that, just like for just a lifestyle and just to grow and build. You know.
yeah. Arthur Will, I know that. Yes, I know not every interview needs to be a debate, but as just my my channel kind of is a debating channel. Even when last year when I was in Sao Paulo and we were doing the geopolitical live discussions, those ended up being a debate in between the panel and the guests too. Uh, but yeah, okay. Well, that's all I got today. If we don't have any call-ins, we're about at the 46-minute mark now.
Okay.
If we don't have any other callers, anybody else has any more input? I've already asked my questions. Big Boss says I used to be a preacher too, but now I'm a mongerer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my faith is still in God, but at the same time, the Bible tells you to use wisdom. So let me see. I'm not even going to King for any more. I'm interested in this peace of mind. Everyone. Bro, like it's a peace of mind. It is. It's a big peace of mind. Like I'm telling you, like I was dreading the night that I had to go back and head back to America. To be honest, I'm still just now getting back into like my work routine. Like, and I will say this: jet lag is real too. Like, because I went back to work last week and I was just going to work, going to work. I ended up going to work on one of my off days. So, like, if for those Americans that take a long trip like that, I would advise taking a couple of days after you come back to kind of get your body adjusted as well. Because I mean, I just went right back to work. I'm not doing that again. But like I said, but really by this time next year, honestly, I'm gonna be an expat because I'm studying cloud, and again, shout out to Theo. I'm gonna get my first cloud role, and I'm gonna be an expat and be right all over the world, because it's now's the time to go, man. Now's the time. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of political tension and other things that are obvious that are going on in the USA that should be driving everybody to even have a plan B backup plan to
Absolutely. And I'm not going to lie, with the things that are happening in Africa, if you can read between the lines and do your research, you'll discover, man, it's a lot that's going on here that you can take advantage of. And all I know is I'm getting not only my share, I'm gonna have my pie out here because it's it's out it's out here for real.
yep. Well, that's all I have so far, Gavin. I guess we can wrap it up now because we don't have too many questions coming through now.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I just want to say thank you, Austin, for the opportunity. I hate y'all didn't come. Y'all should have came. I was looking for y'all to come, man. But I
what to come up on
understand,
the stream?
I understand, things, the way things work out there, and I just know a lot of stuff that most folks don't know you deal with. And plus, you building an empire out there, bro. I'm real proud of you. You building the whole empire. Got wine, got all this stuff happening. So
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah. So the things that I'm doing right now are more so for the long term. Like you said, the wine. I'm affiliate with Kia's brand as well. That's been doing pretty well as of lately. And we have our UVP, which is Emoja Village Plaza, which is our resource center for Black Americans. We're having our first social event, and I'll actually pull it up this Saturday at a restaurant called Sesame, which is going far above and beyond to make sure that we get everything we want and make sure this first event for the organization. It's not my first party, but for this organization will be successful. Is this it
Okay.
here? So I'll pull it up, but this
Okay.
is something that we're going to be looking to extend to Mozambique and to other far behind developing African nations and other nations around the world for our own Chinatown sort of concept, essentially. And this is
Yes.
something that maybe I won't be getting any money out of for 2 years, but it's one of those things that'll be around forever once it's
Right.
there.
Well, what you're doing is legacy building at this point. So this,
Legacy building is the
yeah,
proper term, correct?
yeah, legacy building. So it's great what you guys and I was really that video you did with the kids too to inspire those young boys. That was real beautiful. That was dope. That was cool.
Thank you.
That was cool.
Yeah, so like I said, the UVP, this organization will we are presenting at the Sesame and Kasuko Center, Kilauea, from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. this Saturday, October 4th. We will have a sip and paint, art exhibition. We're also having a few vendors like a tattoo artist, um, and our wood shop salesmen and some other vendors that are usually at farmers markets and stuff like that. We'll have that as well because this is going to be, as I said, a resource center to collectively bring our Black wealth together, our Black diaspora wealth. So it's Kenyans are of course involved as well, but this is for Nigerian Americans, Nigerian blacks, Dutch blacks, Black Americans, anybody that is Black, and of course, it's not limited to that, but that's the focus because we're the only group of people that haven't really done something like this. And of course, we'll have a singer, live music, DJ, and an all-day happy hour. And the happy hour drinks are only 600 shillings, which means they're $5. So everybody should have enough alcohol if you do drink. I won't be drinking. I've been showing my ass too much when I drink here lately, so I'm only gonna drink wine. For some, I don't know what has been happening to me here lately, but it's a liability if I keep doing that. So I'm only gonna drink wine while I'm out there. So I need to be able to watch y'all anyway. Uh, we'll be in South Africa this Thursday to Monger, then coming back to Kenya. By the time I don't know how long you'll be in Kenya, but by the time you get back to Kenya, I'll probably be gone by then. They said Bobby looked crazy. I mean, that photo, he put the photo on Instagram, so it can't look that crazy.
Mm, it does look a little weird on the. Now that I look at
Really?
it does. It does. Like I would have maybe if I would have designed, I would have made it straighter. But yeah, it's a little odd.
I had to go back and redo it. But for everybody, make sure you guys come through. If you guys are in Nairobi, we will be here this Saturday, October 4th. And again, it is free entry. The only thing that we want from you guys is your email address, name, and phone number upon entry. and you will receive a stamp. We're not going to charge you anything to come into our event because it is strictly to bring awareness. Everybody's invited. We need as many people as possible to launch this organization. Now, for the people that have been part of the book club, I have, okay, so far I've read 4 books in the past month. One of them was completely useless. That book was called The Art of War. I could have not read that. I know that's one of the greatest books of all time. In my opinion, the only reason you need to read that book is if you're actually about to go into a fucking war. I didn't see the point in reading that book. I mean, you could disagree with me if anybody has any contrary opinions. When I was trying to read that book the entire time, I'm like, maybe the people that recommended this book said I needed to read it in like a figurative speech, until I seen there was one part of the book where he's talking about not attacking an enemy while the wind is blowing uphill with a fire. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way in hell that's figurative speech. He has to be literally talking about being in a war to do that. And this book was written like 2,000 years ago. So I think I wasted my time reading that book. I read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That was the best book I've read. We're still reading The Culture Code for the UVP project, and The Psychology of Money was a very good book as well. Don't read that book thinking you'll learn how to make money off of stocks. It's just learning the mindset behind money. Now,
there's a book that you need to read. Oh, that's okay. Why Africa is poor. Okay.
This is another one I'll start. I don't think I'm gonna start this one now. This one is Why Africa is Poor, as you can see. This is written by a white South African guy, so it'll be interesting to see what his take is on that. And The New Confessions of an Economic Hitman, which is a really good book that I was recommended. I've been seeing it. And it's just basically talking about how the United States built this empire around the world by leveraging the military and money, essentially, and doing the dictator installments by doing coups that they've been doing for about a century plus now. And then we have The Laws of Human Nature. It's going to take me a while to do this, but this is a good one. Now,
there's one more book you got to get to add to that list. You know what that book is?
What?
It's called Good Stewardship by me.
Good what?
Good Stewardship.
Oh, that's what Art of Will was put in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let me check that out as soon as we get off the live stream real quick. Tell me about your book.
So, what's crazy is that it's funny that you brought up the relationship topic, because the same chick that basically slept with the Nigerian and got pregnant, it was right after that. And of course, I was hurt and bothered, but in my time with God and praying, I heard him say, write this book. So, and he even gave me the title and everything. I was just like, it was crazy, because when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, like that really is you. You know what I mean? And I kid you not, man, I wrote like maybe 3 chapters that same night. And little by little, I would just try to do a chapter at a time to the point where it was done. And the one thing with God gave us 2 things in this world. He gave us life, but he also gave us stewardship. And stewardship is how you manage what you manage, what's given to you, the resources that are available to make things grow. And God calls us to be good stewards of what we have. And when you're a good steward of what you have, you can grow, you can build, and God blesses you with more. So that book is just like about maybe 12 chapters of just biblical, but also my life experiences of why stewardship is important. Now, I will say this, the editor I picked sucked. Like, I really need to get it re-edited, which eventually I will. But everybody that's read it, they said, like, man, like, yo, Gavin, you got one. So, you know what I mean? So,
how many pages is it?
Oh man, it's roughly, I want to say about 130 pages, 130, I think, 125, 130. It's a pretty easy read for most readers.
Yeah. I had to check that out. So after I finish these 2 books, I'll pick up your book next. And,
well, I mean, like, I don't know if Africa has Amazon or not. That was another thing. But I was trying to figure that out, because one of my little friends, she's a reader, and she said she had waited like for years to get this one book. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, y'all don't. So, really, my other little friends said the same thing too. Like, they have a hard time getting books. So, yeah, if you were to just break it down how to send, I'd be glad to send you a copy, man. It's no problem.
Yeah, no, I have a way that I can get it sent over here through Amazon. Just
Okay.
had you have to use a third party, but there's a way that you could do it here.
Okay. But Austin, man, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. May God continue to bless you and doing what you're doing, because whether you realize it or not, you're helping a lot of people, both young and old men and even women, to just experience the world, to see this beautiful world that God has created. And just your voice brought about a major change, and a change and a shift that needed to happen, both not just in America, but just even the world. And I'm just really excited to see just some of the things that you're about to do, and just really just to call you a friend, because I don't call very many people friends, and the ones I do have, I value and appreciate. So
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
just keep doing what you're doing. I know you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect in this world. We all make mistakes, but the key is you can fall 70 times. The key is to get up 71. Keep getting up, man. As long as you keep getting up, you're very resilient. And like I said, I just know some stuff on the back end, just even on the front end, just how you handle the whole Brazil situation and all of that. Like, you lived a life that most men would not be able to say. You know what I mean? So I tip my hat to you, man. Be encouraged.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Gavin, you're always welcome on the channel. I appreciate all that you've done, all the assistance that you've given me, and listening to me over the years. And yeah, man, we'll meet eventually whenever you come out here to Kenya, right? I won't get stuck in Kenya again, but maybe we'll catch each other somewhere else. But more than likely, you
I had
will
a
be
piece of,
actually.
and the thing is, Ethiopia is not Kenya, but I'm telling you, once you get in Africa, you do not want to leave, man. I would even dare to say, and this is a bold statement, I bet in one of the countries you said was the worst, I bet you if you went to Zambia, you still probably wouldn't want to leave. But Africa
Which one do you think
is
that is?
for black people or people of color, they need to see it, even if it ain't for one time. Because I mean, it's just it's an amazing thing. It's beautiful. It's man.
Absolutely, man. Well, yeah, I appreciate it. We'll talk on the back end. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the stream up.
Yes, sir.
And if you guys have any, leave any comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have an interview with some people will refer to him as the Andrew Tate of Kenya. He's been removed off of Kenya. I mean, removed off of YouTube, many platforms actually. And his name is Andrew Kibe. Andrew Kibe, and he'll be around the same time tomorrow. So I'll see you guys there.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right.